Hey, 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 what's up, guys? Welcome to this Sunday stream. I haven't streamed in a while. I thought maybe might as well talk to you guys. Programwitheric.com. Check it out. This is my stream where I talk about some questions I've gotten from you guys. Also, if you have any questions during the stream, leave it in the chat box. I will talk to you guys and I will answer your questions. But plus, I've been meaning to give away some copies of my book, the Vue.js in Action book, which I am very, very close to being done. It's actually in early access right now, and I'm going through the last round of reviews on it. Here, I'll show you guys. Okay, there it is. By the way, I got a new microphone, so hopefully it sounds a little bit clearer. But you can see here from the screen here is the Vue.js in action. I have all 12 chapters done and the appendix. I'm just going over like another round of reviews. I'm trying to make it a little more clear, a little better for you guys. But I want to give away some copies of this book because I can. The way you needed to get a copy of this book was in my couple of previous videos from last week and this week. You had to subscribe to my email list. So I actually have 67 people that subscribed in the last week and a half. So I will give away 2 books. I will do that live on the air. Obviously, I won't show you their names or who they are because I don't want to. But I will announce, I'll give you their name, but I won't give you their email address, obviously. So I do have some questions. What's up? If you have any questions, leave a comment in the chat room if you have any questions. So I do have a question. I'll go ahead and just answer one I've gotten just recently. I'll switch back to me. So, okay, first question I had from a viewer actually emailed me the other day is, what is your method for structuring and writing a blog post or script for a video essay? This is, So video essay or the videos I do. So it depends on what kind of video I do. So if they're like these type of YouTube videos where I'm just talking to you in the audience, or I just have a topic that's kind of interesting, I'll just go ahead and wing it. I'll just spend about 20 minutes talking in front of the camera. And sometimes I do it in one take. Sometimes it takes multiple takes, but I'll just kind of tell you my opinion on whatever topic it is. And those are usually the easier videos to record. Now, I have kind of experimented lately. You may have noticed I've done some videos where I was doing a lot of jump cuts. I was trying different things, and that takes a lot longer to create because I kind of have to take my thoughts and then break them up into like 10-minute little, actually 10 to 15 second segments, and then I kind of put it all together. So I'm kind of experimenting with that. I know a lot of people give great advice. There's a lot of YouTube channels giving a lot of good programming advice out there. So I kind of want to be a little different. So, I'm trying different things and seeing out what sticks and what I like to do. If it's a tutorial video, I usually spend about 20 minutes, probably 20 minutes to 30 minutes just going over the program first. Usually I'll create it first, I'll test it, make sure it works, and then I'll have it on the other screen while I'm doing the video. So I'll have the one side of the screen will be the completed program, and then the side you guys see will be me going over each part of the program. I'll start it from scratch. And I'm also experimenting with that. I use OBS, so I'll sometimes zoom in on different parts of it. It's hard, it's hard to make programming tutorials really interesting. I know Traversy Media does a great job at it. A lot of people like his tutorials. So I'm trying different things too on that to try to see what people like. What's up? So that's kind of one question I get there. Let me see another one. Let's see. So another question I got is, how do you balance writing your videos with actually doing side projects? There's only so many hours in the day. So this is kind of interesting. So I do quite a few things. I'm a writer, but I'm also I do a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I do tutorials. I've just started creating my own course, which is awesome, which I'll talk about more in the future. I'm going with a group of people right now through it. So that's really all the side projects I do from day to day. I know my buddy Dylan from Coding Tutorials 360, he recommends like 2 or 3 hours a day of programming. on top of your day job just to really hone your craft and get good at it. I mean, that's one of the common questions a lot of people ask is like, how much time do you need to put in to learn how to program? The way I kind of deal with it is I have all these little side projects, and I consider the side projects doing YouTube. I consider doing tutorials, things like that. So those are my side projects and things that I do. And I think that helps me continue to learn more and get better at development and programming. And the way I balance it is I just, today's a little exception because I'm doing it during the day, but a lot of times I work at nights and I got a family. So it's kind of hard to do a video like in the middle of the day while my kids are running around. So I just, I try to do it at night. Let's see. Let me see if I can find some questions. I've been learning, so Mohammed Sian Hassan, I've been learning programming for a while, but I can't do something special. Sometimes I forget code. I know, can you give me some advice? I think, it's common, any type of developer out there, we know the basics of everything we're doing in our languages, our frameworks we're learning in, but we all run into problems where we don't know everything, and that is why there's great tools like Stack Overflow, where we can kind of search up problems, Google problems. I do that every day. If I run into a problem I don't know, I kind of research. If it's a really difficult problem, obviously, if you're in a good environment with awesome people in your space, in your job, you can ask them for help. If you're just trying to learn for yourself, there's great forums. There's newbie. I'll go ahead and give a couple shout outs. Code Tech and Caffeine is our Facebook group where I help administrate it. Dylan is the admin of it. And so you can find a link in the description below where everybody helps each other out if you're having coding problems or tech problems. My friend runs Newbie Coder Warehouse. That's an awesome place to go if you're starting to learn to program. So I would look at those different places and don't be afraid to Google if you have problems or you can't solve a problem. That's just really common. Okay, let me see if I have another question in the chat room. Okay, your Ember.js, so ByteBase says, your Ember.js authentication tutorial from a couple years ago has really sold me on Ember and single-page applications. Would you consider doing a similar authentication example with Vue someday? Yeah, absolutely. So I am, you probably don't know this, but I did a course. I'm doing a course right now on I'll create awesome Nuxt.js apps, create awesome Vue.js apps with Nuxt.js. And so in that course, I'm going over all the different types of well, first I'm going over the basics of Vue.js. How do you do VF, all the different directives, routing, components, Vue CLI. And then in the second part of the section, which I'm getting to right now, I'm doing authentication and server-side rendering. You're using Firebase as a backend. We're going to try to install, it's going to be our identity provider. So we're going to do a bunch of those things. I want to take some parts of that Nuxt.js course I'm doing, which it's actually in private right now. I have a group of students I'm working with. Once that goes live, probably the end of April, I'm going to be selling it as a course anybody can buy, and we're going to go deep into authentication, like I said, in that course. And then for those of you who aren't interested in buying a paid course and looking for something free, I'll also be taking pieces of that and putting it on the YouTube channel too. So probably this month, I don't know if I'll be getting into authentication with Vue.js. I may not. But that is something I certainly want to do in the future. And just authentication, validation, things like that, which is really cool and easy. I also love to maybe try to take some of, there's these new technologies, not really new, but there's serverless technologies where we can use an AWS Lambda function, where we can put we can create a really simple API using that. And then I could show you how to use Vue.js or Ember.js, probably Vue.js at this point, to connect to like a Lambda function through the AWS API gateway. So there's lots of different ways to do kind of cool stuff with a backend, and I can kind of show you guys how to do that. For right now, we'll probably use Firebase. It's just really popular and easy to use, and I can get that up and running real quickly. But I kind of want to show you a little bit more about Lambda and how to do AWS stuff, because that's kind of what I'm doing right now in my work a little bit. Hey, what's up, Dylan? Looking good, man. I have been hitting the gym. That's true, Mr. Dylan. It's Coding Tutorials 360. I need to get in shape. Definitely. I need to. I have been neglecting that. So the last few days, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I might not. It might not be perfect. I know. Someone called me Zach Galifianakis the other day. Galifianakis. So I thought maybe if I'm being called that, I should probably go and lose some weight. So that's my goal this summer. All right, Forrest Dang, Eric, real talk. I recently got into the web stack about 5 months ago. I feel like I am still stuck. I can never really put anything together. What is my problem? I really suck. Too many things to learn. So yeah, the stack. Too many things to choose from. Which back end to learn? Which front end framework to use versus putting it together? Grid versus Bootstrap. Just things like that. So many things to choose from. Make it all. Ugh. Yeah, I mean that. I should do a follow-up video. I did one in 2017, like how to start with web development, where I did kind of a slideshow of all the different front end technologies, and it can be kind of daunting. There's just so much crap out there that people are like, what do I start with? What do I do? And of course, I mean, I always tell the basics of learning CSS and HTML and JavaScript, but then you probably think, well, CSS, that's so huge. I mean, there's Flex, there's CSS grids. Should I learn Bootstrap? Should I learn Foundation? Should I learn some material design? I mean, once you break that down, it gets really complicated. There's a lot of crap you can learn, and so I don't think I can answer that question just right here, right now. I mean, I would probably learn CSS grids to starting off with. I would look at Flex too, just kind of give it a good idea of how to kind of start at. My nice thing is most browsers are starting, there's browser compatibility is really great right now with a lot of these technologies. JavaScript, I would learn, like, I wouldn't use jQuery. I would use pure JavaScript to learn. Use query selector all. Use your query selectors to find different DOM. Make sure you can, look at events and do manipulation there. Attach events. Make sure you can do like a click event. Try to look at just basic animations in CSS too. There's animations are really easy, and then I would start looking at some popular libraries. Maybe take a look at Lodash first. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much you can start with, but I would start with the basics first and foremost. Dolan, man, I can't wait. Monday, Dolan's back. If you're a Wix developer, if you want to become a Wix developer, you gotta check him out. Okay, let's see what else we got. Which back end to learn, which front end framework to use versus putting it together, Grid versus Bootstrap. I just said that. Front end frameworks, really, I think the choices now are between React, Angular, and Vue.js. So I really like how easy Vue.js is to get started. React is pretty much the most popular one out there, so there's going to be the most jobs out there for React and Angular. So it really depends on. I think you'll be okay with any three of those. You'll be fine. If you purely a JAWS, look for Angular or React. But if you want to start something really simple to get up and running, Vue.js is a great way to go. Actually, Chris Hawks, if you don't know, Chris Hawks has another YouTube channel. He just did a video on. I can't believe it. He said he's starting to love Vue.js. He's starting to use it in his own projects. He really likes it, and he's a React developer. So it was kind of cool. Like, he was giving Vue a little bit of props, which is fun. Good morning from India. Good morning, man. All right. Let's see here. I got another question outside the chat. So, how do you recognize when you're doing something in a project that is worth blogging about? I guess the bigger question is, how do you recognize what's worth when you're doing a project? So, for me personally, when I'm doing different projects, I'll take stuff I do at my work, A little bit for my work. Sometimes I work on Angular at my work, and some Vue, and I'll take a look at what I do at my questions from listeners, from my email list. I also look at other YouTubers and see what kind of topics people are talking about, and I'll kind of put a list together of what I think is interesting and what I kind of want to learn. So it isn't always like what's most popular. And then I'll put together a video on it. And sometimes the videos, I usually try to work a little bit on the title too, because, you know, you can put an amazing tutorial together on an amazing topic and no one will watch it unless you put a good title. Like if you put in, you know, learning Vue directives, maybe some people are searching for Vue directives. That may get them in, but putting in maybe a little bit more of an interesting title, like list like top 5 things you should know about Vue directives. It's a little bit clickbaity, but it works and people seem to click on it. So I'm still trying to refine like my titles and things like that. But I try to get people to, you know, if I'm gonna make a tutorial, I want people to watch it. So I try to put something interesting together when I'm doing it. And you know, it's impossible to know like what's worth it or not, I guess. I mean, if it's worth it to me and I'm learning new technology or brushing up on something, it's worth it. Is it, like, in the grand scheme of things, worth it as in like I'm gonna get a ton of views for it? I mean, who knows? Like, no one can predict like what views you get for what things you put out there on YouTube. You know, I'm happy with my views. You know, I'm good. I'm always striving to do better. I mean, a lot of this is just a fun hobby to teach you guys and to kind of get out of my shell a little bit and talk about programming to some people. All right. Okay. So I think we're like 17 minutes in. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the giveaway. So, you know will give away one book to someone in the chat. So let me know in the chat if you guys are interested. I'll just pick someone randomly. So just put something in the chat room if you're listening. Then I'll pick one of you guys and you'll have to email me. And I'll make sure I'll get the book out. So let's go to my browser. Okay. So here's the Vue.js. I had to give my little plug at the beginning for my book. You can always find in the links below too. Here's a sneak peek. I was just doing just a real quick. This is a forum page, and I was just showing people how to do directives and how to do vModel binding. Yeah. So let's go to Hey Greg. Man, thank you. He gave me some of the questions for this segment, which is fun. I'll give a shout out, Codetech and Caffeine. Check it out if you guys are interested in joining a little community. What's in this community? People will post questions. We'll have discussions. Also, cool thing about it, I also post my videos and Dylan posts his videos, so you guys can keep an update with both of us and what we're doing. But it's also for people to get help out. We're almost at 6,000 members, 5,500. So man, this has been growing huge. So Codetech and Caffeine, check it out. I believe it's in the description below. All right. So I have 67 people that registered for my email list in the last week and a half. This is a couple weeks ago. I said I would give away 2 books. So I'm going to do that. Hopefully I will not give you accidentally their emails. So 11. So 11 is the first. I'm going to check who that is. 11. I guess you guys have to just believe me. I don't have a name on this list that I have here. Datcher. That's all I have. Datcher. So Datcher, thank you. And we'll just generate one more. So he will be getting a copy of the Vue.js in Action book. And the next one from my email list is, let me try that again. Okay. That's funny. He gave me the same number twice. All right. He doesn't get 2 books, though. Tamalian. Okay. Tamalin, you're the second winner of the Vue.js in Action book. And hopefully those guys will contact me. I will email both of them. I have their email address. Let them know they want a copy. And, I'll give away a copy to someone in the chat room. Randomly interested. Okay. All right. Yeah, so a couple of you are jumping in here. It sounds like Tim Allen. His name is Tom Millen. I don't know. All right. So, yeah. What's up, Cronus? So I don't know how I should do this. I you know what? If I was like professional, I would have like some kind of bot that would randomly choose somebody. But since I don't, okay, I'm gonna do this. Greg, you're gonna be 1, Bytebase 2, JRoster 3, Leon Clark 4, VK 5, 6 will be Cronus. So I'll just do 1 through 6 here. So 1. So I think I said that was Greg. Wait. Here, I'll do this. I'll do 2 people. Yeah, I could do trivia. Here, I'll do Foresting. I'll get you a copy. Greg, I'll get you a copy. And we'll do 1 random other people. Let's do 1 more. And Cronus. Okay, so for you 3, if you're interested, Greg, Foresting, and Cronus, just email me. You can find my email if you go to my GitHub at EricCH. I have my email there. Email me. Let me know that you won. And then I'll send you a link so you can get a free ebook version of my Vue.js in Action book. You'll get all the updates as they come out. It's pretty much done, but there will be some updates to refine it a little bit. So congratulations for you 3. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody that won it. So you 3, just email me and I'll get you a copy of the book. And the 2 other winners for my email list. You guys won 2, so that's cool. I guess that's all I got. So thank you. Thank you everybody that decided to jump in. If you have any more questions, looks like there's nothing else. I will head out. I appreciate it. I'll try to do one of these again, maybe next weekend. So later.